Okay, so speaking of BHP, the corporate story of the day is a company that spun out of BHP such a long time ago, and that's of Bluescope Steel, a $13 billion combined takeover for Australia's largest steel maker. It's being made by Kerry Stokes' SGH and Nasdaq-listed Steel Dynamics, so it's a combined takeover. Run us through the significance of this bid and what's the likelihood of it going through?
Sure. Well, as you explained, it's a pretty big bid and it might end up being one of the biggest takeover battles this year in Australia. So it's come pretty early in the year. What's interesting is that BlueScope's already turned down a few takeover offers in the past on the basis that there was too much regulatory risk and execution risk, and they didn't think they were offering fair value for shareholders. What's interesting about this bid, as you mentioned, is it's a combined bid between an Australian company and a US company. The idea is that SGH would actually buy the business, keep the Australian assets, which includes like the Port Kembla steel mill, and then sell the US assets, which are very valuable and very in high demand assets over there, like their steel mill in Ohio, to Steel Dynamics in the US. Steel Dynamics might pay something like 60 to 80% of the overall value. So the overall 13 billion might be covered mainly by the US entity, with the Aussie entity only paying a small proportion. But I think where this satisfies potentially the regulatory side is both the US government and our government are quite focused on that security of steel assets and keeping them locally. Certainly, one of Trump's policies has been that America first, bringing steel manufacturing back to the US. So they're we keen to own those assets locally, but also our government won't want to give up our steel production assets to overseas buyers if it can avoid it. So I think the regulatory side will be ticked potentially. Really, what it will come down to is whether they can get shareholders across the line.